morning. It is Wednesday, May 18th, and we are beginning week 3. So far, the discussion has been very interesting. I hope you are all reading as much as you can of the discussion. I know it can get a little bit lengthy, but once again, I'll remind you that if you were taking this course in a seminar, you would probably have to sit for 3 hours a week and listen to people talking, and I think you could probably read through the postings in a lot less time than that. So try really to pay attention and respect the work of your colleagues by participating in the discussion. Before we move on, I wanted to comment on one train of thought that I saw more than once during the week, and that is the idea that evidence is equivalent, or evidence is as important as ideology. Scientific evidence versus your belief system. This is a really, really interesting debate. I don't want to say too much about Insight, but that's the drug site in Vancouver that's sparked some of this debate. But certainly evidence-based everything is one of the mantras of the day. And I ask you to think about what is evidence and how much evidence or how many kinds of evidence should be collected. When does evidence become fact? That's a good one, because if you look at all of the research relating to healthy foods, for example, you'll find us swinging back and forth on some things. One day it's good for you and the next day it isn't. I had to laugh because coffee, of course, is now back on the side of the good healthy foods, when not that long ago it was on the side of unhealthy foods. So the question becomes, when is evidence? When does data become fact, and how does it become fact? And does it become fact without the influence of ideology or your belief system? That's a huge issue too. There's the whole psychology of bolstering, I guess you'd call it, of how people will be attracted to the data that supports their belief system. So I don't want to go too much further with it, but I want to just raise that as something for you to think about from time to time, because we also have a course, 610, if you haven't have a chance to take it within our program. It's called Advanced Research, I believe, Advanced Research Issues, but it's really about evidence-based practice and how do you know what is actually evidence, and how do you know when the preponderance of evidence supports the practice that you're looking at. So let's leave it there. The other piece is participation. Try to keep track, if you will, little notes to yourself, I suppose, or at least mentally, of your participation, because in the middle of the course, maybe around week 7, I'm going to ask you to, I might have told you this already, send me a little paragraph about your participation, how you think you've done, and whether you want to do anything differently in the second half of the course. So on to week 3, we have more history. Let's see where we go with it this week. And as well, I'm wanting you to go to the AU library. I know you can find articles in your own library, or you can find journal articles through the Canadian Nurses Association Nurse One site. But I'm really wanting you to learn to explore the Athabasca Library, because it's a fantastic library. It's at your fingertips online. And if you have any difficulties at all finding things or finding journals to browse, let us know and we'll talk about it. Have a good week. Talk to you again soon.